Frank, we're back with number 13 on your list. Number 13 is The Jackal, a Bruce Willis classic. The Jackal is a 1997 film directed by Michael Caton-Jones. It stars Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, Sidney Poitier, and Diane Venora. The basic rundown of The Jackal is it's about an assassin who gets hired by the Russian Mafia to take out an undisclosed target. We're not really sure who it is. This is a retribution killing. Some US government people caused the death of basically the high Russian Mafia Don's brother, I think it was. And so they want to do a retribution killing for it. So they're going all in. So they're hiring the Jackal. He's this guy that, nobody's ever seen. People don't know what he looks like. And he's a master at everything. And, he's just like, he's the guy. He's like the James Bond in real life. That's what this dude is. So Sidney Poitier and Diane Venora, they play the American and Russian government agents who are tasked with trying to figure out how to deal with the Jackal. They've got to figure out who this dude is and bring him down. But there's only one person who they know of that can identify this guy. And that's who Richard Gere plays. Richard Gere plays this Irish Republican Army soldier who was captured by the United States government. He's in a prison now, and he's the only person that they know of that can identify this guy and figure out who he is, where he is. So they make a deal with Richard Gere and pop him out of prison, and they go on a trek to hunt down the Jackal. So real quick, your thoughts on this are pretty simple. Your thought was Bruce Willis Batman. And for those who may be watching this and who don't understand what that is in reference to, Frank has created his own DC universe in which he has cast other actors that he wants to see as the characters. Bruce Willis's Batman.
You know what you get for being a hero? Nothing. Nobody's hero.
There's Bruce Wayne!
Denzel Washington is Commissioner Gordon.
We do that, and everything that we have bled and fought and died for is over.
John Cusack is Superman.
This is Clark Kent.
He's done the DC universe the way that he wants to do it. And that's what the Bruce Willis Batman comment is about. And I can definitely see that. I mean, he's taken out of context. The footage of Bruce Willis as the Jackal is definitely very Bruce Wayne-ish. Like, you could easily, drop that in. And you did. You did, Frank. So it works very well. So my thoughts on the Jackal are, it's pretty good. This is a pretty good movie. It's not great, but it's not mediocre. It's somewhere between, and it's not bad. It's somewhere between mediocre and good. Bruce Willis is pretty good in it. Can't complain. Richard Gere is he's all right, but to be honest with you, I know that he plays an Irish character, but the Irish accent doesn't really work for him. I mean, it just it comes off a little goofy. Diane Venora is really into being a Russian and having a Russian accent. And she puts in a good performance, but the accent is kind of comical at times, and it's almost, and even some of her lines and stuff are kind of they're kind of comical in a way. Little cameo by Jack Black in this as a person who assists the Jackal. But yeah, Sidney Poitier is pretty good in this. I mean, he's not, it's a pretty easy, all of these roles are pretty easy roles. It's more about the story and the action. It's not really about giving a great performance. This is a big budget action movie. everybody knows what movie they're in and they're doing their thing. So from a technical standpoint, again, this film is all right. The cinematography doesn't particularly stand out for me. The score is okay. There's nothing that like takes this movie and like really like, you know, puts it above the rest. Other than just that it's an interesting concept. You know, you have your main character is kind of a bad guy, an assassin who's really capable of doing anything. I mean, everything that Bruce Willis does in this movie is, or I should say, was perfectly possible in 1997. You know, somebody could do it. You know, they don't really have him doing any fantastical stuff that, you know, this is not James Bond where he hops into a Lotus Esprit and the Lotus turns into like a submarine and, you know, stuff like that. It's not that. Like, this is all based in reality, which is I think what makes the film work better than it should probably. So one of the parts that I found kind of interesting about this movie was the fact that, you know, the Jackal takes on a lot of identities, can switch back and forth, and is very fluid in that kind of world to like get whatever it is that he wants. And one of the things that he does is he seduces a male politician to get him access and to get him some things that he needs. Now you got to remember, this is 1997. You know, the world was not as like, you know, open to the idea of like guys kissing on screen in a mainstream Hollywood movie. And you also have Bruce Willis, you know, one of Hollywood's biggest stars of that time and even now. So it is a little surprising to see Bruce Willis on screen making out with this guy. But, you know, I think a lot of that also comes in retrospect. It's weird because I actually saw this movie probably around 98, I would guess, when it was at the Dollar Theater in my hometown. A bunch of us, you know, would get together on Fridays and Saturday nights. You know, when you're a kid, you don't have any money. You can still go to the Dollar Theater. You know, it was $1.50 to get in and watch a movie. So a bunch of us got together, and this was one of the movies that we saw. And I remember seeing it, but I didn't remember that part. And it's weird to me because I would think in 1997, like, that would have stuck out to me and my friends, but apparently it didn't. You know, maybe it was just the fact that, like, it was kind of understood that, you know, he would do whatever he needed to do to get what he needed to get. So, I don't know. Maybe that was the logic going on there. But I just found that interesting on the rewatch because I literally have not seen this movie since then. So I just vaguely remember everything that goes on in it. Like, it was like watching a new movie. It was like I hadn't seen it before. So it was very interesting to me to see that and kind of think about the context of the year and time that the movie was made, if that makes sense. I like The Jackal. I would recommend it for anybody who wants to see kind of like a pretty good, serviceable action thriller movie. I like Bruce Willis in it. Like I said, Richard Gere is kind of like he's pretty good, but you know, it's not, this movie is not made for actors to win Oscars. It's made to like get you into the story and like keep you moving, you know. And in my opinion, it does a really good job of that. It's not the kind of movie that you'll think about, you know, a couple days afterwards, but you know, it's a good watch. So next up is number 14 on the list. It's also another Bruce Willis movie, Striking Distance.
No.
I got you this job after they took your shield.
River Rescue 9221. This is base. Party, please come in.
9221, guy.
He's got a new assignment.
And Shark.
A new partner.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
I never had a woman partner before.
Neither have I.
And a river full of dead bodies.
We're in pursuit of a murder suspect, maybe armed and dangerous.
This is not your case, you understand me?
Let's all better here!
They should have never put him in the water if they didn't want him to make waves.
It's about a man and his boat. So, all right. until next time, Frank, and anybody else who's watching, if you want to like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, it'd be a great help to me. I'm now up to 30 subscribers, so I'm kind of a big deal these days, but you know, I could also use the help if you want to put any of this out there at all. I will see you guys next time. Thanks.